Vader, Weasel 3-1 is eyes on the target building.
Weasel 3-1, Vader. Confirm you see a building with solar panels on the roof and 2 round chimneys. There's an old flatbed truck parked immediately next to the western wall.
Vader, Weasel 3-1, that's what I'm seeing.
Weasel 3-1, Vader. Roger. Calling with directions.
Weasel 3-1.
Cervic Airbase information call. Time 0255. Wind 050 at 4. Visibility greater than 10 miles. 714 passing speed. Temperature 20, altitude 2988. Runway 05. Expect visual approach. Acknowledge receipt of information call.
Okay guys, welcome to the cockpit of our beloved F-16 Viper. Right now we're flying high above somewhere in Syria map, doing a close air support mission in the upcoming Baltic Dragon campaign, which is called The Gamblers.
In from the northwest, egress west.
2 copies all.
So I guess you don't need any introduction for Baltic Dragon when it comes to DCS campaigns.
Vader, Weasel 3-1 running in.
We know him from amazing FA-18 campaigns such as Raven and Raven 1 Dominant Fury, so he is known for his detailed, immersive and very realistic campaigns. And this one, The Gamblers, won't be an exception, because in addition to Baltic Dragon's experience with campaign developing, we have John Rainwaters, who is a former F-16 pilot, contributing to the missions. And by the way, we just released our laser-guided bomb to this building with solar panels on its roof, which has been directed to us from the radio, and now we're cranking left to do our lasing run on it. Coordinates for this target were given in MGRS format. By the way, the new explosion effects and the shock things are pretty nice, I must say. So you need to be fluent in MGRS format, coordinate entry and conversion. Good, we got 2 good effects on target. Well, there's 2 things that I need to mention about this Gamblers campaign, which I find to be quite innovative, so to say. First one is the way you interact with the radios during this campaign. Normally we are quite used to using the F10 menu, which requires some keyboard and mouse action from the players to interact with the mission.
24, CB-103, 28 rockets and a full loaded gun. Ready for tasking.
Hawk 3-1, stand by.
Using keyboard and mouse during DCS gameplay is okay. It's not a big problem or a showstopper. But especially when you're flying with VR, you're looking for immersion. You're looking for that extra depth to the flying experience. So removing your hand from the throttle and reaching to your keyboard and mouse is sometimes not so nice. So what Baltic Dragon did is quite nice. Basically he found 2 switches in the cockpit which are almost never used, so that you can bind them on your HOTAS to predetermined communication shortcuts, and using those as option 1 and 2, and I believe there's a third one that works like a depress button, you can interact with the JTAG, your wingman, whatever the mission calls for. Again, this is wonderful, especially in VR, because you always keep your hands on your controls, which is what HOTAS is for actually. By the way, we are asked to do a show of force, flying high speed over a convoy of trucks from a given direction, and the direction is also given. I'm gaining speed, reducing throttle to reduce my IR signature and popping flares just in case. But this is a risky situation because I'm going in a low altitude pass over hostile territory, so I need to be careful. And as we expected, we got the manpads launched to us.
Vader Weasel 3-2, tally manpad attacking.
But right before our show of force run, we told our wingman to watch our back, basically. So that's what he's doing. And now I'm egressing the area. And that was a very close call. It's a typical DCS is a horror game kind of thing. And that's the guy who shot at me, actually. But he won't live long. My wingman will take care of him with a Maverick, probably. There you go. So, do expect a lot of radio communication between you, your wingman, and a JTAG on the ground. And those communications will be done in a specific manner which I wasn't aware of, to be honest. It's called fighter to fighter, and Baltic Dragon was kind enough to include some tutorials or some information about that. I will provide the link down below in the explanation of the video. So you need to learn all of those in order to perform coordinated surgical attacks on the ground targets.
Hawk 3-3, Vader, good hits on the trucks.
By the way, the mission that I got from Baltic Dragon was a specific air-to-ground mission. I do not know if there's going to be any air-to-air engagements or whatsoever. I don't know about that. But the air-to-ground engagements that I went through during this mission were very nice, and I got a lot of fun doing them. So I have no problem with those.
Weasels, splash western target.
So, as you might have guessed, air-to-ground engagements in this mission relies heavily on the communications and the clearness of conciseness of these communications. So, in case you do not understand the command given to you, you can easily ask them to repeat it. And it's going to happen right now. You will see that they are basically pointing me towards a target which is located in an area with lots of trees, but on the northern part of that. So you can see on the right, you can press 1 or 2, and 2 is asked to repeat. That is what I'm pressing right now. So receiving this command, Hawk 3-3 kindly repeats his last message, and this is very nice to have because it takes the anxiety of not understanding a verbal message or some communications out of the equation. I really love that.
2-1, say weapons.
So now me and my wingman is coordinating an attack on a AAA, which is right behind the tree line. Since I'm Winchester, I will be commanding my wingman to drop a bomb on top of his head.
Vader, Weasel 3 flight, ready to target AAA.
Weasel 3-1, Vader, ROE self-defense. You know what to do.
Weasel 3-1, A firm.
Here comes the fighter to fighter. Listen it carefully.
2-1, fighter to fighter. Trail. Eyeball, shooter, guided, in from the west, egress, south.
2.
This is a very clear and concise way of defining the attack in
Weasel 3-2, engaging AAA.
in all its dimensions, so you will need to learn that if you don't know about it already.
Vader, Weasel 3-1, Weasel 3 flight is Winchester.
Weasel 3-1,
As you can see, good shack on target observed.
Weasel, Vader, good hit on target.
So since we are Winchester, I'm asking for an RTB. And we are landing in the beautiful city of Adana to Incirlik.
Tower Weasel 3 initial, request landing runway 05.
The second innovation that I need to mention about the gamblers is the ability to accelerate time without worrying about losing an important event or conversation. So, to summarize, we will be getting an extremely immersive and realistic F-16 campaign, which is almost always welcome. We will be doing a lot of wild weaseling, in my opinion, and doing this with ground support, with realistic communications. So I loved it and I'm looking forward to it. See ya!